I take a beating trying to pass. When you can run the ball with Sam Bam Cunningham. Who is the best rushing team of all time? My vote goes to the 1978 New England Patriots, and I'll show and tell you why in this video. Hint, one of the big reasons is number 73, Hall of Fame guard John Hannah. Let's get after it. Steve Grogan broke the NFL record for most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in a single season with 12 in 1976. He was a fearless rusher, as shown by taking on notorious bad boy Jack Tatum head on. Some of his running was ad-libbed, while others were designed. Quarterback draw play was particularly effective. Grogan was one of 4 Patriots to rush for at least 500 yards in a single season. The Patriots' ultra-balanced rushing attack in 1978 resulted in a then-record 3,165 yards. The 2019 Ravens broke the record by 131 yards, but with offensive holding being nearly legalized and abysmal tackling, I don't consider the Ravens team to be superior to the 1978 Patriots. The Patriots had a very effective passing game, but their running game was even better, which resulted in them running 63.2% of the time. They rushed for 30 touchdowns while passing for 15. Imagine that happening today. Going into Week 11, New England won 7 straight games. At the end of the regular season, they had rushed for 200 or more yards in 11 of 16 games, and in 9 of 16 games, they ran for more yards than they passed. They finished with an 11-5 record, which was first in the AFC Eastern Division, and they had 4 Pro Bowl players on offense. Running back Sam Cunningham, tight end Russ Francis, guard John Hannah, and tackle Leon Gray. Jim Ringo is a Hall of Fame center, and he was the Buffalo Bills head coach in 1976 and 1977, but it was as their offensive line coach from 1972 through 1976 where he really made his strong reputation in coaching. In 1978, he brought his services to the Patriots and must be given a lot of credit for their offensive success as they ranked number 1 in the NFL in rushing attempts, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, total yards, and average rush. A very impressive 4.7 yards per rush. Patriots' offensive line was dominant, obviously, and Hall of Fame guard John Hannah was the primary reason. Pro Football Reference rates him as the 3rd best guard of all time. Leon Gray lined up next to Hannah at left tackle, and at 6'3", 255 pounds, he was average size. He'd make 4 Pro Bowls and All-Pro 3 times during his 11-year career. Bill Lankaitis was an 11-year veteran in 1978. He was a tall center at 6'4", and he started 135 games in his 14-year career. Sam Adams was the other guard. He's the father of Sam Adams, the nose tackle who played in the NFL from 1994 through 2007. Sam was an average sized guard at 6'3", 255 pounds, and he was a 6-year veteran in 1978 who would start 121 games in his career. The least known lineman was tackle Shelby Jordan, and he started 92 games in his 11-year career. These linemen weren't huge, but they were extremely athletic and durable. At 6'6", 240 pounds, tight end Russ Francis was a fine blocker, but an even better receiver. During a Monday Night Football telecast in the 1970s, Howard Cosell referred to him as an all-world tight end, and thus his reputation was solidified as such among his peers and pundits. Sam Bam Cunningham was drafted 11th overall in the 1973 draft out of USC. Even though he only ran for 1,541 yards in 3 seasons, with only 311 yards gained during his senior season. He led the 1978 Patriots in rushing with 768 yards. The previous year, he cracked the 1,000-yard barrier with 1,015 to lead the team. He played 9 seasons with the Patriots and is a member of the team's Hall of Fame, even though he missed the entire 1980 season with a contract dispute. He ran for an impressive 5,453 yards and 43 touchdowns, while receiving another 1,905 yards and 6 touchdowns. Pro Football Reference ranks him as being the most similar player to Calvin Hill, which is a fine testament. Morris Ivory was a second-round draft pick in 1977 out of Oklahoma. A swift runner, he rushed for a team-high 11 touchdowns in 1978 with a fine 4.9 yards per carry. Andy Johnson was a quarterback at the University of Georgia when the Patriots tagged him with their 5th-round draft selection in 1970. Don Calhoun led the NFL with a whopping 5.6 yards per carry in 1976, and in 1978 he averaged 5.1. In order to keep defenses honest, the Patriots possessed an effective short and long distance passing attack. This offensive philosophy led the Patriots being ranked number 1 in total yards in the entire NFL. Even though the Patriots lost to the Oilers 31-14 in the divisional playoffs, the Foxborough faithful loved their team.